welcome to our channel. We're the GraceNotesStitchers. I'm Corinne.
I'm Jamie.
And this is my sister. So she's part of GraceNotes. She's the GraceNotes family. Have not made a video in quite a while. I don't even know if I've done it since November. So sit back, relax. We have our hot tea because it is late in the evening. It's not my bedtime yet. So you're not falling asleep, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. I told her drink caffeine because I had taught piano lessons and I was like, we're going to have a long time to set up. Before I get started, this is a new recording space for me. So if you can't hear or something's echoing or just if you feel like the sound is really bad, please let me know because I won't record here again. I can't do anything about the video that's already been made, but I just need to know that because that is one of the things that has held me back from making videos is I don't have a dedicated space anymore. If this space works, I'm going to cross my fingers here. I should be able to make them more often because this was not very inconvenient to...
No, I think it'll be easy to set up again.
Yeah, so I think this could actually really work. Colleen was off the other night. Well, Sunday night. She's always off. I cleaned up some things and I brought her downstairs. I'm like, okay. And Jamie said that she will do a video with me. Where can we do it? So Colleen's the one who picked the space. So if it works for you all, it works for me. So anyway, sit back. We're going to go through our January. I can't tell you all the projects I've worked on since talking to y'all last. There will be no whip parade coming from me. I apologize. I promised one and it's not going to happen. And you want to talk about November, what we did?
What, the retreat?
Yeah, we had our little powwow, talk about the Grace Notes retreat at the same time as having our little intimate retreat. And Jamie went for the first time.
Yeah, that was my first time there. It was a lot of fun.
And she was our cook. She actually made one of the meals tonight.
Yeah.
It was good. And, oh my goodness, she made some really good carrots. Anyway, so we did the little retreat and I think I might have made a video after that because I took every single project. I know I told you. Yeah, she rode with me so she knows what the car looked like. She goes, where my project's gonna go. We had what? We had half of a seat for our clothes.
Maybe. I think my clothes and my projects had to all go in one seat worth of the
but you told
SUV.
Me that's all you had.
Not the car.
But you told me that's all you needed.
It is, but I had to take food too.
Yeah, so we did try
to
rearrange.
It in.
We did.
We got it in.
She got car sick.
Yeah. Somebody likes to brake a lot
and
around the curves.
It took us on this side road. Anyway, we digress. I took every single project. So I made it my goal to put 100 stitches in every single project before I put it away because I needed to know if I still loved it or if I didn't love it anymore.
And you're putting them in order.
Yeah, I put them in alphabetical order. And somebody adopted a few of my projects. Yep. So, I had to go through all of that. So to pull it all back out for Whip Parade at the end of December, I looked at my husband and I just went, I can't. I just can't do it. I just got everything. It seriously took me to the last week of December to clean everything up.
But she did it. She did her stitches.
I did my stitches. I did! I hit every single project. I touched every one of them. So, because even before she adopted them, I did 100 stitches. Yeah. And then I went, And then there was one. It was on Ada. It was a kit.
Something was wrong with it.
Something was majorly wrong with it.
Oh, yeah. She miscounted.
More than just that. It was bad.
I couldn't figure it out.
And my one friend said, I'm not taking out your stitches, but if I can cut that up and use it for ornaments, I'll cut around the bad stitches. Sure. The Ada's getting used. We're all good. And so that did happen. Yeah. But it did. I hit all my projects. I'm very pleased, very proud to be able to tell you all that. But to get everything back out and to be able to show you 100 stitches worth kind of is not anticlimactic.
Yeah, it seems like a lot while you're stitching it, but when you look at it on your project, it's like, what, an inch?
Minuscule. Depending on what you're working on. I am back into all my games. I have so much news to tell you all.
And she's running her own.
Yes! Yes, if you like challenges, now it's a special kind of challenge because you get to stitch on whatever project you want. And this month it was toy dogs. So I'm using the ASPCA website to get my photos. So I apologize if your breed is not there. And one of my friends messaged me or tagged me and said, "Hey, you forgot this one." And then she went, "Oh, well," is it ASPCA? I don't even know. Sure. Kennel Club. It's the Kennel Club. The people who run all the special, I know you're yelling at me right now, the shows, the dog shows.
Yeah.
So the one she was talking about, I think it was a dachshund. And she said,
part of the hounds.
It's part of the hounds. Exactly. She went, "Oh, well, you know, if you're going by that classification, it's a hound. So you'll get to my dog." So she was.
Although they are little.
They are little.
Or can be little.
And, you know, my Morkie is not recognized as a breed. So just trust me. We have a whole year that we're going to not just do dogs. That's all I'm going to say.
It would be fun to do all the blends.
We are. Oh, trust me, we're getting to them all. If this takes 3 years, we're doing it. This month was 23 dogs and it was 500 stitches per dog. I provide the photos so you can copy paste, or you can say, "Okay, that's a cute Yorkie, but my Yorkie's cuter," and then you put yours in. I don't care. Like, I'm really easygoing. But you can win Grace Notes Fabric. So that's the rules. Not really.
Is there a specific color they're winning, or
no? They get to pick.
Oh, how cool is that?
And you get to pick your kind. So for every dog you complete, you get an entry. If you stitched it on Grace Notes Fabric, now I do ask you to label the Grace Notes Fabric so that.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Somebody's got to go edit all her photos.
Yeah, and do you know how many times I've edited that?
Good thing January's not over.
Yeah.
So,
but I've done 19 dogs.
Good for you. I just finished number 23.
Well.
But I might have more stitching time than she does.
Yeah, in all fairness, I homeschool 2 children.
And she works from home.
Work from home and do things for Corinne.
So she has to go fix hers and add in her. And I did have one of my friends. I have a lot of friends. You guys know that. You're my friends. She didn't put any of them in, so I just tagged her and said, "Hey, can you put the picture, or can you put name your Grace Notes Fabrics?" Number one, there's some of us who forget what their colors are sometimes. And then other people can also say, "Oh, I really like that project. Which fabric was it?" So the requirement is not to use Grace Notes Fabric. It's 1 entry per dog, 2 entries if you used Grace Notes. So you get 2 entries just because you use our fabric. So woohoo, you get extra entries that way. So you do not, because there's people in other countries who've never tried it. I have friends like that. Am I going to send them if their name is drawn? Absolutely. This is free. They don't have to pay shipping, nothing. I'm paying. So it's fun for me because it was cute. One of my friends who runs her own group, I offered to help her because her partner wasn't able to help for that one. It was just getting their thing up and running, and I gave them the idea of using dogs, and they didn't use my idea. And like before they picked what they were doing, like more and more things were like running through my head of what else I could do with them. And I just was like,
I gave them my idea.
Yeah. And it just kept spinning. And my husband, this is the other thing I was going to say, is I've gotten back into a lot of my groups, because if it doesn't fit the prompt, I just use the project I'm already working on, because I just do the penalty stitches. So if it's 200 stitches on something with a heart and my project doesn't have a heart, then I do the 300 stitches penalty depending on the group. So I don't change projects.
Right.
And I get extra stitches in. I'm happy. I get to participate in every challenge group I wanted to. So I'm in most of everything I was in before.
Good.
And it works. And so anyway, my husband's like, "Why aren't you doing your own challenge?" So then I messaged my friends.
I said the same thing.
I said to my friends, "Do you mind if I used that idea? Because I'm really glad you didn't." And they're like, "No, good. I'm happy that," and they're participating too. And I love it. And it's fun. So that's the whole idea. There's no penalty. If you do 6 dogs, you get 6 entries, unless you're using Grace Notes. Then you get
12.
You could get up to 12.
Grace Notes.
Yeah. I mean, if you and somebody else asked me, so I might as well just get this out here. Somebody said, what if I'm working on the same project for 4 dogs? So that's 2,000 stitches. Well, then you get 8 entries if it's all Grace Notes. So yeah, it still counts. You just need to say Grace Notes Pistachio Frappe. You're going to see a little bit of that today. Okay, so that's my challenge group.
Yep.
There's a lot of Grace Notes groups. My husband's like, what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
Because we have Grace Notes Quilting Fabric.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
The retreat group.
Our retreat group.
There's
but
still a couple spaces.
there are. We have about 15. So,
if you're on the fence, you want to decide soon.
and we have a few more people who haven't paid yet. They've been sent PayPal requests. So if you signed up and you didn't get a PayPal request, message me, because I probably sent it and you just didn't get it. But that could potentially be 20 spots if those people don't pay. But to get into that Facebook group, you have to pay. So it's for paid attendees only.
Right. To get the info about all the goodies and the fun.
I'm not even giving out the address to the hotel because, it's
top secret.
it is part of the group. It's fun and we're excited, and our goodie swag bag is just getting better and better and better.
Yeah, I was messing around with something. Corinne gave me stuff today, so I shouldn't even tell them what it is. I'll just say we were messing around with something today to put in the bags.
Yeah.
And
Grace does look up new products. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Can I tell them about the one thing you're doing?
if
using
you
my
want,
recipes?
if you want
Okay.
it already.
So, we're going to announce, or I'm going to announce now that we had played with it. Everybody got a sample at the last retreat, and we had a few for sale, and I sold everything you had left. Some floss tones. That would be hand-dyed floss that my sister's helping with. She's using our recipes. So, honestly, if there are certain colors that you like of ours that you want to see as flosses, let us know. That's actually a good thing for you.
Yes, because it's hard to choose.
You picked what, 15 or 20?
Yeah, I probably picked 15 or 20 to start with to have available at the retreat. So they will exclusively be at the retreat first.
Yeah, that's what's so exciting.
Yeah, so we should have a nice display and to choose from. They won't be just like how the fabric dyes differently depending on which type of fabric you're getting. The floss is going to dye differently than the fabric, but it'll still be in the tone family, which is why we called them tones.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to make them the same.
While she's using our recipe, her temperature of her water might be a little bit different, and her water content is different because she does not live near me, so she's not using the same city water.
Right. I have different city water, but
yeah.
But they should still be complementary, is what.
Yeah,
is what it
yeah,
should be.
exactly, and that's the whole idea.
Oh, and we came up with one of our own.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that was fun, and I'm still working in that color tone, like in my mind. So there might be a couple new ones that maybe Corinne will have to add to her line.
Yeah, I know. She's got to write the recipes down for me. I had to approve an app for my daughter, so I'm not like other people who record and can see themselves, because I know me, I'd be like fixing my hair or something like that.
I think you tend to touch yourself a lot. I do a lot of Zoom, and you fix your hair, and yeah.
So I don't know how much time we've been, but we've had a big long intro. So you want to show some projects?
We should show some projects. We should show what we've done.
That you need to show last.
Okay.
Or at least wait until I get to mine.
Yeah, whenever you get to
So
it.
do you want to start?
I can.
So Jamie will not always be with me on Flosstube, but if we can Zoom or something, we're going to try it.
Do you want, like, the favorite thing?
I do it just whatever I grab.
Okay. Well, this one is, I guess, well, it's a new start for January. And this is on Blueberry Milkshake.
From Amanda of Creatively Crafting.
Yep, Amanda Creatively Crafting, and this is the Be a Cupcake stitch along that will go throughout the whole year.
And it's free, right?
It's free to join, and so if you're not a part of her group and you're like, I love that cupcake, go get it now, because tomorrow's January 31st.
She's taking it down.
She'll take it down. No, you can buy it. After that, you can buy it from her, and she does, I guess it'd be like prorate it. So if you join the group and you only need to buy January, February, you pay
less.
It's kind of as you go. So if you join in October, you're going to pay more than somebody who joined in February and bought one.
Because you get them free if you stay in the group.
Yes. Yep.
It's
They come through email. You can sign up through email and get them.
But it's the free cross stitch challenge is her group. And now if you're a paid Stitchy, that's kind of her version of
it's a subscription.
It is a subscription. What is that one that people do? It's at the tip of my tongue. But anyway, it's a subscription, and you have to log into her website, and we'll have those all year long.
Yeah, you keep access
because I've already paid for them, basically. All right, I'm gonna show one of mine. So I've done a thing, and I am going to insert my covers because I don't have my cover. Oh, I do have it for this. Jamie doesn't have a cover photo for that. There is none.
No.
So this is Coffee Quaker. So I did a thing. I went and spent an hour and I inserted this. I know I've had it in Zoto for years. Ooh. I put it in Pattern Keeper. How did I do that? I have a design program, which I forgot. I don't know if I brought that whip down or not. So I have a design program that we're designing on, and I went and symbol by symbol, I put the project in, and then I was able to export it to Pattern Keeper. And
how big is this pattern? Tell them how long it took you.
It took me less than an hour. Well, this one might have taken me out an hour. The other one was less time.
Okay.
This one, well, this is the center. Let me tighten it up for y'all.
They should be able to see then about how big it's going to be.
Yeah, this is about how big it's going to be. But I moved so much faster. I did 500 stitches in 3 hours. This is on 40 count linen with one strand.
Are you doing over one or two?
No, I'm doing over two.
Okay.
This project is one of those that while I love the looks of it, I struggled with it. And this was called on my whip go, and I wasn't looking forward to it. I had just done 100 stitches in December, and while I said yes, I'm going to continue with it because I like the pattern.
The colors are pretty.
And
coffee.
I just was not in love with stitching it. And so I went, this was like the third project I did this to. I put it in Pattern Keeper and I just zoomed through it and I'm like, oh my gosh. So some of the projects I pawned off on her, I probably wouldn't hate if I would take the time to put them on Pattern Keeper. But anyway, it's all right. It's what we did, and I'm not going to ask for them back. But it just made a world of difference in my life. And no, I know that Pattern Keeper is not what everybody uses, and she doesn't do anything digital.
No, I like my paper.
But the speed with which I could go and the happiness of it, like my husband was like, he couldn't believe the difference in me, just
well, if it's
the enjoyment.
Yeah, if it's easy to work with and not a pain.
Yeah, because if you're dreading a project, then
it's work. It's not.
Yeah, and
it's not enjoyment.
It was just like, oh, I have to do this because it was called on Whip Go. That's not what our craft is for. It's supposed to be our fun. And I'm looking at the end product going, I really want that on my wall. So it wasn't like I was giving up on it, but it was work to do.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing.
Okay.
Oh, these little bag things.
Oh, this holds my floss.
Oh.
Look at this is my gorgeous Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, where'd it come from?
Pouch, Amazon. From my twin sister for my birthday. I think my birthday, or it might have been Christmas. But I just had to use that. No, we're not, although
people think that sometimes.
Yes, and I was identified at Hobby Lobby today as your sister.
And one person thought we were triplets.
Yes.
I'll let you guys guess who's older because I don't need to tell. Does that give a hint, maybe? I don't know.
So my next one is The Wizard of Oz Tree by Tiny Modernist.
I knew that the second I saw it.
And the called for fabric, I don't remember what color it was, but somebody posted in the Tiny Modernist group, they had done it on purple. And so I immediately,
Yeah, I remember this.
called Corinne and said,
I need purple.
I need a purple. What purple do you have? And so she recommended Belle. Which...
Well, I was getting ready to dye it.
Oh,
and
that's
I
right.
said, I'm about to dye Belle.
Yeah.
And you went, that'll work.
Yeah, so I have to tell you a secret. So I am not somebody who has, I don't do the called for fabric, and I don't even have to have like, this is what I think I want. I call Corinne and I say, okay, this is what I'm doing. What are you dyeing?
What will work?
And what will work? And she'll go through, like, pull up the website and look at these 2 colors because I'm doing them today. And then I choose from those 2 colors. So
if it works, she uses it.
yeah, I'm pretty easygoing.
She also uses my cast-offs.
Yeah, I'll use.
I mean, that's so mean, but
Well, no, I'll use anything.
I was in Rogue for a year, and because I wanted smaller projects, and I wasn't stitching on 36 count, so I bought 18 count linen or 18 count Aida. I didn't like all the 18 count Aidas, and
yeah,
she got what I didn't want.
I've been stitching on Aida.
Free,
I've been
right?
stitching on
I paid for
Nagana.
the subscription, and you got it.
Yeah, she gave me stuff, so I will use.
It's not really that bad of a deal.
Almost anything,
and it wasn't cut into; it was new,
right.
Still in the package.
Right.
I'm bad.
So
really bad.
my rule with Wizard of Oz is only one Wizard of Oz project at a time. So this is my, well, technically 4.
Hey, she's not like me in any way, is she?
Wizard of Oz one. Well, that one went to my aunt.
Okay.
My first one went to my aunt. So, but so this is what I've gotten done. I began this in August at the Grace Notes retreat. I don't think I have a cover photo.
We'll insert one. I'll make her send it to me.
But in January, what I've done is the lion. And these
Well, your projects are all new.
red flowers. Well, because I did the
I meant to our
witch.
channel.
Oh, yeah. So the witch I did probably in December. And my mom was like, what? Why are you stitching a witch? Because I had done the back stitching on the witch and showed her, and she's like, what project are you working on that has a witch? So I just love this.
Very pretty.
I think it looks very nice on the bell.
It's Lugana.
Yes, this is Lugana. And my favorite is 28 just because I have terrible astigmatism, and this I can see.
And your house is not really bright.
No. No, I get no sunshine in the living quarters. The
Not at all,
sunshine
like us
shines in
either.
the bedroom.
And this cover photo is upstairs, so you're definitely not seeing this cover photo. Again, this one I tried to put in pattern keeper. This is lavender and lace. Firefly fairies. This is going to take me 2 years to chart because of all the
Oh, yeah.
yeah, all the color changes. It was really rough. So I got like the bottom row charted. So since this was called for whip out, this is not going to be touched for another year. So I'm
How
done.
many stitches did you put?
Oh, I put in 500 stitches. So I'm happy with that because I got all of this green done, and I filled in a little bit more of these yellows. So
oh, so this, I thought, so when I set this aside for her to show, I thought this was the lady's head.
it is.
Is that her head or the dress?
That's her head. This is her dress.
Oh.
This is the arm.
So is she wearing a bonnet?
Mhm.
Oh, she's wearing a bonnet.
Yep. I don't have the cover photo, so she can't sit here and see it. But I just can't. This is not a favorite project again, but it is definitely one I want to finish.
Pretty.
That is Heroic by Picture This Plus. That I do know. I know that offhand because it's one that I don't know how to do. Like, I don't know how to do that kind of a style. I'm going to do my next one because I probably have twice as many as her.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Because I have 4 Whipco boards.
What is a Whipco board?
Bingo.
Okay.
Now, I didn't fill in every single spot.
And did you make yours up?
Kind of. I used the Whipco group by Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She has some PDFs already made for you right on her Facebook group. You go to files and they're there. So I picked 4 different colors because I'm me. And then I filled them in. One's full coverage. One is my paper patterns, 500 stitches each. full coverage is 1,000 stitches. One is just my sowls because I have so many stitch alongs. That's
Are you
insane.
trying to keep up with those?
No.
Oh, okay.
But when that is called in WIPGO, I have to do a whole month's worth. Like I can't just
like
do
what
500
came
stitches.
out in a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm doing that, and then so with 4 boards, and they call 2 numbers a month.
Okay.
I had
so
8
you
projects.
number like
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm getting it. I'm starting to understand.
So I put an X because it was called, and then I cross it off once I do it. So I did really good. I did them all for January. I know last year I did pretty good in January, and February it gave up because we were heading to Nashville. There is no Nashville this year. So I'm much happier. This is not going to have a cover photo because it is a stitch along. It's called As You Wish.
And right now you are kind of caught
I
up.
am, and I think
This one I think you can stay caught
I think I can stay caught up, and I'm really going to try. It's Olivia plus Lee Studios. I'm going to hold this up. Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to read it or not, but she has a website. It is on her website, and then she emails it to you. I'm going to tighten this up again. Now, I don't have all the words done, but it's some about true love. All I can do is delay it for a little while. So I did do the frame at the end of December, and then this was the January.
Oh, that's
It's the
cute.
grandfather and the little boy sitting in bed. And I love Princess Bride. Like, before it was a thing to like Princess Bride.
Yep, we did.
We loved it. But my brother and I would recite things to each other, and we
And
didn't
now my
act
kids
it out.
do.
Yeah. We didn't act it out or anything like that, but I would scream at him like I was the old hag, and he was probably Crystal.
Oh yeah, she she did a little too enthusiastically.
Yeah, I'd yell at him. But anyway, that was my favorite part with my brother. So, yeah, it's a thing between us. So I am hoping to keep up with this because that only took me
That is cute.
4 hours? 3 hours?
I would think, yeah. That's
So it
gonna be a
is
day.
paid for.
Well, there's some. I mean, some of them are slightly bigger.
But if I have a Saturday, it'll be done.
Yeah.
Because I can get 1,100 stitches in a Saturday.
Yep.
I bet that was 400 or 500 stitches. I didn't bring my Kindle down to know. All right, I'll let you show something else. Oh, Poison Apple. That was one of our newer color fabric of the month. Mine doesn't have any of the reddish tones to it that some of the linens did because it's Joblin and it's a synthetic. Sorry about that. It's a synthetic and it has the finish on it, so I have to wash it out, but it doesn't all the way wash out. So Joblin will never, ever, ever dye as well as Lugana and the others. Oh, this is one I have kitted up. And I have all the called for, like it's Al Forest, so I actually had it shipped here from Russia.
Yeah, I did mine in DMC, so I am anxious to see how they come out differently. And I have seen, because the entire pattern is available now.
And it's free.
It's free, and there's also a group for the Al Forest stitch-alongs. And so you can see everybody's photos, and you can see some have done with the Al Forest floss, and some have used DMC. And they are pretty, and people change things they want to change.
But you can see how far behind I am right now.
Yeah, so the whole pattern is out, and I have finished through section 7.
So when that gets called on my WIPGO, that's when I get to start it. And I'll probably do the frame. Depending on how long that takes.
Well, the frame isn't on one page.
I will do the first part.
Yeah. So, but this is on, I think, Cappuccino.
It
Yeah.
looks like it.
This is on Cappuccino, and this is 16 count Ada. So like I said, I'll do anything.
Yep.
That's
why I'm laughing, because it's just everything's gonna be different.
Yeah. And I have done 3,081 stitches in January on this. So wow, I'll show you the whole thing. And January was the ship. So like,
yours
does that
caught
really
up?
look like it's that many stitches?
That is 3,000 stitches.
Yeah.
Holy cannoli.
I know. But I guess
But
because
they're
it's 16
tiny.
count.
That's why. Yeah.
Which I'm used to using 14
That's
count
really
or the
pretty.
28 count. And so
Pretty.
to me, I'm thinking, how can this possibly, like I would do 200 stitches, and I would count it to see how many I'd done, and I was like, whoa, how did I get this many? Because it seemed like a small area. But it's just gorgeous. This pattern, they're just gorgeous. It's fun to stitch. It's not, I wouldn't say it's difficult to stitch. I haven't had to frog a lot of it. So, although I will say, anybody who wants to do it, and when you start yours, Carmen, the words. So the title is done in Russian or in English. In the pattern that has the beginning part, it's in Russian with the frame. Then there's just a piece kind of that has the English words. You want to switch, like don't do this banner frame off the Russian pattern. It will run into, so mine is not exact.
She knows.
So mine's from, I did my banner for the Russian words and just inserted, and I mean it didn't, I ended up touching stitches, so it didn't cover anything up, or I didn't lose any stitches, if that makes sense. So either way is fine, but if you are like it exact, switch to your English paper
First.
To do that.
So this is my More Than Coffee, and this is on the color Autumn by Be Stitch Me. This is really, really pretty. This is the first one that I did in Pattern Keeper, and that's when I went, wow, this is so worth it. Because that took me less than an hour to put this one in. So in January, I think I got, you know what, let's be real, I honestly got more than I needed to in some of them. This one I got 600 stitches because I was in the middle of a challenge and I needed 100 more stitches. So even though Whip Go was 500, I went ahead and did 600 so I could keep going in that same challenge. So yeah, the challenge groups are helping me because I didn't want to, some of the challenge groups don't let you change projects, like with our dogs. I don't care. Stitches, right? Yeah, the dogs, I'm like, if you have to do 200 on one and 200 on another, 100 on another, I don't care. It's not going to bother me because I do that all the time. But I have one group that says even your penalty stitches all cannot be, they have to be on the same project, even though you're doing a penalty. So I was doing my penalty stitches and I was like, I can squeak out another 100. This thing's going, this is like really moving, and
it's pretty.
Once I marked off everything I have done, this thing could probably be done in a week or two if this is all I worked on. And you know, when Mr. Grace Notes saw me working on something else, he looked at me and goes, I thought you were working on your coffee project. I'm like, I am working on my coffee project. It was Coffee Quaker at that point, and he's like, that's not the one I meant. I'm like, well, sorry, you didn't clarify. What is this project? Oh, this goes to that. This is my, oh, I'm charting this too. This is my Welcome to the North Pole. I have all that. I have it all in Pattern Keeper. Well, I keep saying in Pattern Keeper. I did stitch it in Pattern Keeper. Oh my goodness. I, of course, was like, why did I pick 36 count linen? I'm not enjoying this. This is Swiss Mocha 36 count linen. And, hey, guess what? Once I went Pattern Keeper,
it's fun.
It was fun.
It's not the linen.
I found out I'm not a linen. I mean, I never said I hated linen, but there was a common denominator of the projects I wasn't loving doing were all on linen. And then in January, as I was doing them, I found a second common denominator. They were all paper projects. Some of them were in Xodo. Like this was in Xodo. If you have never used it, it's just a PDF reader. And I could highlight my stitches. But I make more mistakes. Come on, let's face it. ADD brain. Like I seriously make dumb mistakes just because I set it down and come back to it. And especially when you're stitching white thread that you don't like. So what did I do? I did this part. I did this part of the train. I did the elf. I did this whole half of a page. So I am so pleased, and
Are you on track?
I am on track. I finished January in January, and I turned to Mr. Grace Notes. I'm like, are you not proud of me? I'm actually staying on par with this. And he looks at me and goes, it's because you have to. You're in charge.
Well, yeah, because she has to bring it to the retreat and show everybody that she finished.
I'm going to call out my friend here. Sorry, Dana. She said in August, I was going to come back with
Oh, that's right.
4 rows of white. Dana, I got more than 4 rows of white.
Well, let's be honest. Like, that's all she had at the retreat was like
4
some
rows.
strips
I
of
think
white.
I started right here. So I had 4 rows of white.
Yeah,
that's it.
I
And
think
she's
that's
like,
it.
you're coming back with 4 rows of white because she also knows me and the fact that I change projects all the time. So this is not a whip go. It's not even on my board. This is on a has to be done every month. And I did.
So do you start your month with this one?
No, I did it last week. I waited till my whip go projects were done.
She's a procrastinator.
Maybe my whole life. When my mom said your room has to be cleaned by this day, it got cleaned that day.
And sometimes she paid me to do it.
Well, that's after I had a job. Like, let's be real. But
That's pretty too.
yeah, I like it. I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, I did my whip go projects first because, well, this might not be last now that I like it. And so I have all of it in that program, I was going to say, except for Santa, because I just haven't decided if I'm stitching him. I have Mrs. Claus in, but I haven't figured out what I want to put next to her because if I don't want Santa. I just am not a fan of the man with beard.
Row, can you leave the whole row out?
No.
Because you like the other side.
That would mean I'm not doing the last 2 months.
But it's your project.
It is my project. But I like Mrs. Claus. I mean, I guess I could center her.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is with the program, I can just charge something else in
right.
there.
Or like,
I know we talked about like an elf or a
center her,
snowman,
put a tree, or
I don't know. I haven't figured it out, but I have months to do that. That's June. So we got time.
Oh, yeah. It's close to the end.
Yeah. So we'll figure it out. I mean, maybe I'll end up putting him in. I just never liked him. Like, I love Mrs. Claus. I love the North Pole. She collects the North Pole Village.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I collected the North Pole Village. She did the elf version.
Yeah, I have Elf Land.
Yeah.
And Santa is hidden. My daughter hid Santa.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the man with the white beard. We didn't celebrate.
Yeah, we'd never got presents from Santa. We didn't believe in Santa. We watch Santa Claus movies.
Yeah, so it's not like we're anti-Santa.
No, we just don't decorate with Santa. So
I never sat on Santa's lap. My brother did once or twice.
Yeah, we visited
my kids
Rudolph.
did because my kids, my mother-in-law always wanted pictures with Santa. So if we were with her, they'd get pictures. But that's it. My kids actually hated it.
Well, most kids are afraid of Santa.
But see, that's what I'm thinking is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is Light by Barbara Anna. This was free. It still is free.
Oh.
You can, because, again, I went and downloaded it again because I had it scanned in. I printed it. And then I scanned it in so I could use it on Zoto. And I was like, this was originally a digital pattern. I should be able to put it in Pattern Keeper. What is wrong? And I couldn't find my digital file. People kept saying, go to her website. Couldn't find it. It was free when we were all under lockdown. And a month ago, yeah, I went to her website. I downloaded it. It's in Pattern Keeper. Hey, guess what?
This is looking close to being done.
It's not as close as you think because I have the whole trellis.
Yeah.
Because, Mr. Grace Notes is like,
Once
you
again.
can get that done. And I'm like, I know, but it still has like 8,000 stitches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a month.
Yeah. So, I mean, for you.
But that's
It'd be half a month for me.
working in a month.
Yeah. But that means I can't touch anything else. So
What did this go to?
it goes in here.
Okay.
I'm a mess. You know. We all know this, right? All right. Do you have anything else to show besides?
Yes.
Okay. This is something else I'm supposed to know. You're doing the new one. Or is this still North Pole? Or
No, this is Nutcracker.
This is on my to-do list, but it's not on my whip go, so this is not.
Yeah, this is my Christmas one. I don't have any rules about only one Christmas, but I do only one nutcracker project at a time. So I
kind of like me with designers. I only do one mirabilia, although you'll see a few of those.
I guess I don't. I try to do manageable, and my goal is to work on each of my projects every single month. So I only have about 5 or 6 that I'm working on.
Because she's smart.
Yeah, because I want them done by the end of the year. So I finished 5 projects in December.
Something like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you can't stitch on all the things.
I had some finishes, too.
Yeah, she did. So this is Nutcracker Village by Country Cottage Needleworks.
Before I burst. Sleeping Princesses at the Framers. I cannot wait for it to come back. Just had to tell you.
So I think Corinne likes Swiss Mocha for Christmas because she recommended this for me. And it's the same that she's doing her Christmas one on. I think it's hilarious.
But it's a nice soft neutral.
So I did start in the middle. And I was very surprised. I actually started this last February, if not before. But that was the first photograph I could find. So I dated it February. And then I didn't touch it for a long time because of I have to do this every month to get my projects done by December. So my goal is 1 cottage a month. So this was I think it was over 3,000 stitches. Or is it 2,000? 2,648 stitches. So close to 3,000. My plan is to go, so I did the toy shop and I'm going to go up to the top then.
Nice. Very nice.
That way I can go across.
Yeah. You're like me. You go up to the left and then you can come down.
Yep. And then I'll come back over here.
Yep.
And
That's
go.
how I did North Pole.
The patterns don't show you how to connect them. So you buy each cottage separately. There is a photo on the website that shows you what they should look like or could look like together. Because really, honestly, I think you probably could mix them up if you prefer a different order.
Yeah.
But I do know they just run together this way. Like you just lay them side by side, basically.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the top, so I'm going to have to like blow the photo up really well to see does the white row does the snow for the top one sit right on top
or is there space?
of the bow, or is there some space? But
I mean, this one has a little space.
This one's really neat to stitch.
How many stitches were in your cottage?
2,648.
That's not terrible.
So it's not horrible for a month.
It's a couple days.
Yeah, it's a couple days. But I'm able to like do it in a week, within the period of a week, and still work on something else probably. And then like I'm not bored to have to keep going with it. But I do like to finish a section. That's how I do mine. All my projects, I finish a section.
So I forgot to tell you, I did 1,000 on Welcome to the North Pole to do that. That did take me 3 days. Especially because the first day I was charting. The As You Wish ended up being 610. I did not bring down my Dreaming of Sunflowers. I already have that already packed up and ready to go to Hannah. Because we're sending them right before February. So then, digging through my bag, I found one of my things. We're going to have 2 giveaways. And they're Adopt a Whips. This one is February 2020 issue of Cross Stitcher magazine. So you'd have to get the pattern probably digitally, which if you have any of those free magazine apps, it's there, or you can subscribe. And
or maybe a library.
Yeah, some libraries have it.
App.
Yep. And then I'm pretty far on this, but it is the linen, and it is the kind of linen.
It's very pretty though.
It's the handy linen that I don't love. So this is Brew Can Do It. It's by Doreen Jones, and it's Cross Stitcher February 2020. So if you would like this project, it is yours with the bag, with the flosses.
What do they have to do to enter the giveaway?
Say something about coffee. Anything about coffee. because it's a coffee project. It says something like too many Mondays, not enough coffee. I probably am not going to give these because people don't always like that storage system. But I have bobbinated most of the colors. I even give you my little project card. You can see I started it May 11th of 2020. And you don't have to keep the card, but I mean, you can use it if you so desire. So say the word coffee down in the comments. Do not use the word giveaway because that invites trolls. And you have to be 18 so I can ask for your address. So if you're under 18, just ask your mom.
Yeah, have a parent.
Like, it's really very, it's not rocket science. Like,
yeah,
you can still have it. You can be under 18 and still get the project. Sorry about having to open that twice. Our next project is called Wandering in Middle Earth. This is a choose your own adventure by Stuart Cunningham. Cunning Cross Stitch is the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Also free. There are thousands and thousands of choices.
Pages?
No, but of options. Like, so he gives you get to pick your door. He gives you 6 doors to choose from. He gave us 6 trees to choose from.
Well, there's like 18 windows.
Yeah. So he said there's like 100,000 possibilities as to what the outcome could be if you were to take these 10 choices or change to 9 of them and keep, like all those different things. That actually is how my brain works. I remember my wedding magazines.
Oh, yeah.
My lists that I used to make as a child, teenager. So anyway, ours are kind of similar, and everything Jamie picked was my second choice. So, because I was torn between some things, and we went through page by page, and she said, "This is the one I want." And I'm like, "Oh, good," because that's the other one I wanted.
Yeah, and we were talking on the phone, and I was like, "Well, how do I mark what I'm choosing?"
We wrote it down, right?
Well, I circled on photos because I didn't know how to figure out, because the pattern, like the intro download is 120 pages.
Mine is in a thing. It's called Choices. Page 39, bottom left. Page 50, top right. Page 57, bottom left. Yeah, that's how mine looks. Seriously, just something I typed up. Like, mine is awful.
Yeah, I did. Let me see.
So Mr. GraceNotes is so concerned that we are not going to
It's 121 pages
as of right now.
That's the intro, and the first chapter is like 80, I think, pages.
Yeah.
So there's
so many
lots and lots of choices.
And he does
you
color
can do...
and black and white, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it is. You choose how you want.
You wanted to make sure we showed them at the same time.
Yeah.
And we're both using pistachio frappe. I'm using 32 Lagana. You're doing 28? Or are you doing 32?
No, you did 32. We're using the same...
Is mine Jobelin?
Size. Yours might be Jobelin because...
I think so. They're a little different.
They should end up the same size.
Yeah. See? I'm so good at this. All right. You want to put yours on top? Oh, side by side. Look at that. We'll hold it up a little. And I got my new Millennium frames because I wanted to try them out. It only came in a month after I ordered them. So comparable to Amanique. And I like them. I mean, this, oh gosh, I could get this really taut. So that was good. So we chose the same tree, but she wanted the one with all the...
I have the lanterns for the party.
Yeah, the party lanterns. And
you have like the stone wall.
Mm-hmm.
And mine is more like dirt.
Yeah.
Like cut out of the earth. Because I wanted the rose bush. That's what.
Yeah, that was my second choice because I love roses. But how can I not do purple flowers?
Yeah, I was like, oh, she chose the purple flowers.
But, John's like sitting there helping me. And it's like pink at the top, purple flowers. I didn't do all the back stitching yet. And, like, how am I supposed to choose between these? It's really annoying, to be honest.
It is actually hard. They're, like...
And I'm not doing this thing twice.
So many.
We are still doing the frame.
Yeah.
We're both still doing the frame. So, what's this called? No. So, in my group, Cross Stitch Daily 30, I don't remember the exact name of the group, but Daily 30 that you hear people talk about. We have a yearly a year-long challenge again, and you had to declare 3 whips. And
This is easy to choose.
yeah. So to work on it for a year, and we're stitching for bookmarks, and to ask for a bookmark, they're virtual, but to ask for a bookmark, you have to have stitched all 3 of your projects and 400 stitches on each. But I think it's like, I forget how many stitches you need. 1,500, I think, is a bookmark, something like that. So it's more than just touching each one once. So you can do most of your stitches on one, or you can ask for as many bookmarks. I don't know. But anyway, you have to touch them all. And I think 400 is the minimum. So this one, I'm going to do 400 a month. But I hadn't done this page. So I think each month I'm going to have a goal of like doing the whole page.
One element.
Because I'll tell you, I actually ended up super excited. Yeah, 1 element, because it does take a while.
So have you not chosen your window yet? Because I noticed you didn't.
I did choose my window. I just didn't do it because that's another page. It's on another page.
Oh, I guess if you think of it that way.
I had to scroll somewhere else and I gave up. What is this called? Journeying to Middle Earth. No, Wandering in Middle Earth.
Stitch Your Own Adventure. So I don't know which way.
I did 1,902 stitches.
Yeah.
So I didn't just do 400. I'll touch this every month. And see, I did this early in the month.
Oh, and
so
I
saved
saved
you my
it
400
for the end. So I'm still stitching on it, so I don't know my count yet for this month.
Oh, see, I count as I go.
Well, I haven't added them up for this.
Oh. And then my last call, no, one of my last calls for whip dough is my chatelaine. This was my beautiful project bag made by Sheba Designs in Canada. This was the pattern for the Queen City Retreat. The bag, and she let you choose your own. And I said to her, my problem is it's so pretty and I would want it for one of my scroll rod projects. And she's like, I'll do scroll rods. I went, what? So I even bought the brand cards. So I went through and I got all of the black done. I was on was this? No, that's not the one. Oh no. I just remembered I have another project I have to run upstairs and get. This is, what is the name of this?
It's not on your bag. Paris Mandala?
Okay. Yeah. This is Paris Mandala. We say it different, I guess. 1,100 stitches. So that
in the black.
Nope. That
Just
I did.
Black?
No.
Oh, okay. So you did more than just
I did
the blue.
Yeah, the blue going
Okay.
around with the black. So once I get the black here, I think I have that whole center done because I'm not doing any of the metallics. No, I guess I am doing some of the metallics.
Oh, what kind of floss are you using for this?
Everything that's called for. I had it kitted up by European Cross Stitch. So
there's a couple different kinds.
Oh yeah. It's got dinky dyes, it's got Glorianas, it's got everything. Cool. The only thing they don't kit up for you is your DMC. So
Makes sense.
Yeah. I guess I don't need to show it this month. I'm just disappointed. I did my my Princess Bride mandala.
Oh, so that is turning out gorgeous.
Yeah, that I have 1,200 stitches I did already. That I did all in black because I had a challenge of doing black.
Doing black.
Yeah, and it was a big challenge of like 1,200. So I just kept going until I hit the number and I quit.
Yeah,
so
I haven't started that.
That is one of my that is one of my 3 projects for the month. I'll tell you what my 3 projects are. And then Amazing Grace, which
You were stitching that.
it's right there. I did not bring down the project bag, but Jamie went around the corner and grabbed my Amazing Grace. So this was actually not on that list of 3, but this is, I want to have this finished at the end of the year. That's not going to happen because I figured out I'd have to do 10,000 stitches a month.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not possible. So I have a goal of 1,000 stitches a month for now. And this is the only thing I'm working on, because you're like, oh, but it's not the end of January. I hit all my goals. We're just going to put that out there. All my goals have been met. So the rest of the month for the next 2 days is going to be on Amazing Grace. And that should be good because we only have 3 colors to dye tomorrow. And then some ironing and stuff to do, which most of it will get done tomorrow. And then Thursday I get to stitch. So I did, at the beginning of the month, 3,337 stitches.
Wow.
And I already have 300 on this last night. So we don't have a guest room. And so, but we have 2 couches, full-size couches. So Jamie sleeps on one and my niece, her daughter, is sleeping on the other couch. They're not night owls like me. So Mr. Grace Notes took his Lowry up to our bedroom and he set that up for me. I already have a lamp up there and it has a small magnifier this big, but it's one that I can actually use. Like, because when I was trying out magnifiers, there are just some I can't see through. Yeah. So this one's good, even though it's only this big. And I got 100 stitches sitting in our bed for like 35 minutes.
Nice.
So it works. And I just said, when you want me to kick me out, because I'll just take my project up.
Which one do you want?
I'll take that one since this is on top. This is my travel project, which I haven't traveled. So I took it to my sit and stitch and I got another 300 in it. This is our Pearls and Roses by Grace Notes Designs. Colleen charted this for me. So I'm pretty pleased. I think this is 65% done. My girls at my sit and stitch, they love that I use the same project all the time. They chuckled. They're like, really? That's your sit and stitch project? Because I'm like, the one goes, what are you working on this time? What are you working on this time? And I'm pulling it out. I'm like, this is my only one. I'm sorry. And then they're like, that's really cool that you have a sit and stitch project.
Then it's ready to go. You don't forget anything.
We initially thought we would take my Monstric up to my bedroom. I bought the sidearm so you can use it with your Q-snap. That Monstric takes up a lot of room. It's an awesome stand.
I always think you're saying monster.
It is. It's a beast. But it takes up a lot of room. And I even put like blankets over the base so I wouldn't stub my toe in the middle of the night. It wasn't working. So it's in the unfinished part of the basement. It's folded up. I'll use it when I'm off doing nothing and I can just set up a scroll rod project because I couldn't get it to hold my things. So anyway, we initially had a project that was going to be my upstairs project, which it still is. So unfortunately, I only have 100 stitches in this month. But if I'm working in bed and I'm not working on Amazing Grace, because right now, that's all I'm working on. I'm going to be doing my Eiffel Quaker.
That's so pretty.
And I worked on this month. And so, like, all I did was this. And that was 100 stitches. So, yeah. So that's my mother-daughter project. I don't know the color, but it is Fiberlicious Lugana. Colleen got pink. I got blue. If I think about it, I can't guarantee that I will put my Princess Bride mandala picture in, because it's nice. Plans. Whipgood number, that was my stomach. Whipgood numbers have been called, but I didn't look at them yet. So I don't know what. Yeah, but they were called. So I should mark what projects they are. Normally I do. And I didn't.
11/45. January 31st.
But it's not that big of a deal because I have others. Oh, I told you I would tell you my other one. And again, I didn't bring it down. I don't even know where it is at the moment. I hate to say that. I did 400. I did more than this because, again, challenge groups. For Daily 30, I have to get 400 in my Flosstube friends. I chose that because that will be done this year. Sorry, Hannah. I failed last year. Yours is amazing. I got 1,500 stitches because I finished my first girl. So my goal is every month I will get a girl finish. I'm not quitting at 400 stitches. So Princess Bride Mandala, Wandering in Middle Earth, and Flosstube Friends are my 400. And what happens when you finish is you can declare it as a finish and put in a new project.
Yeah.
You can either have a new start or you can have a whip. So I don't know what's going to be next. I don't care. We're concentrating on these right now. So Amazing Grace will definitely be 1,000 stitches next month. Princess Bride, a lot. It's my favorite project. Come on. It really
is gorgeous.
Is. It's on pistachio frappe, just like our Wandering in Middle Earth. So that's why I said you'd see that a lot today. And then Flosstube Friends, because Hannah, I'm getting it done this year. I'm doing it.
That one you might be able to finish and slide a new one.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 girls to finish that are already started. But I finished the one on the right, and I'm just going to go backwards.
There you go.
Because I already have some of this one done, some of this one done. I'm just going to go right to left and knock them out. Do you have any specific plans or goals?
So, you dyed my fabric today.
Oh, yeah.
For it's Enchanted Realms, right? So Caterpillar cross stitch, new stitch along.
I might have bought it.
Pattern got emailed out the 26th.
It's dragons right in the middle.
The middle, yeah. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And in their stitch along group, some people have suggested using like sparkly threads or variegated threads for the dragon bellies.
You can use a toile. You can use the same DMC number and use a toile, and it'll be sparkly.
Yeah, which is easier to work with than the light effects and things like that.
But then you would all know what number to use, is what I was just getting at.
I do have some satin. I have a dark blue, which is not easy to use, no. But it's easier than the metallics. You just cut shorter pieces, and it's a little slippery. But it's gorgeous. I used it for a dragon on a bookmark.
Oh, okay.
So I could always insert that for a belly or wings or something. But yeah, so that was something that people were suggesting. I don't like to change people's patterns too much.
No, I don't either.
Because if you like the designer,
or you like the pattern,
that's why you chose it. But with some of the stitch alongs, I do think some of the ideas and I think some of the designers do enjoy. Last year Amanda did bobbins for the year for her monthly giveaway, and those I did adjust. I felt there were too many yellow, so Amanda might like yellow, and I know there are people who love yellow. That is my least favorite color.
She's
in the
my
world.
sister, can you tell?
So
what's your second least favorite?
I don't know that there's a second least favorite.
Mine's orange.
I will choose yellow last.
Orange would be my second to last.
Every time. For anything.
Yellow's my least
except
favorite.
Pie. Lemon meringue pie is very good.
And Hannah's going, yellow's my favorite color.
Right, yeah. So there are people who love the yellow, and so, but for me, there were too many that were going to line up that were yellow. So I started switching some.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah, and it's fun in there because people change things on those. And some people did already with cupcakes too.
So I have Enchanted Realms on my Whitfield board. I haven't started it. I'm not going to start it till it gets called. And I also bought...
But she might feel a little pressure.
Oh, you stop.
When she starts seeing my photos.
And then the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. Like,
that's been
Clouds Factory.
Too. She sent me a picture of what the first
was. It's the swan, the ugly duckling.
Okay.
Yeah. And I already did Grimm's Fairy Tales, so I've got to do this one.
It's
haven't picked my fabric yet. I'm not going to pick it until it gets called on WhipGo, but it's on the WhipGo board. I did take off things like I'm doing Tale as Old as Time by Story Stitches, so I actually took Part of Your World out of my repertoire this year because I'm like, I need to finish Tale as Old as Time.
Yeah.
let's do that. And then I'll work on part of your world. Because I actually had it on my WIPCO and I waited it out. I was like, no. So I have some empty spots in WIPCO, which if something gets called and there's an empty spot, guess what? Light, that fox, is going in that spot.
Oh, okay.
And I'll do 500 stitches in its place. So I have empty spots on my 4 WIPCO boards.
You could even do some of those coffee ones that look close to being done.
Well, light comes first. It's closer. So that's what the goal is maybe I can finish light. And then the more than coffee will be the next one. This one only has 1 empty spot. But if it gets called, even though it's the full coverage page, no, this isn't.
So you filled out 4 bingo boards.
Yes.
And when the numbers are called, you take off of every board.
Both numbers.
You're nuts.
That's 8 projects. I can do 8 projects.
She's crazy.
But I did it.
Well, because you don't because you're only doing a certain number of stitches.
If you get that goal in front of you and you push towards it.
Oh, but you set your own goal, didn't you?
Yeah.
But still, you have different goals, so.
Correct. And if I hit those goals.
So how did you choose which ones to put on which goal board?
They're the ones I don't like as much.
Got the least number?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's 500 stitches on all of those. 500 stitches on all these. These are all paper. All of them. Except for that. So that's part of it. Not that. But most of them are paper. And those all get 500. My full coverage gets 1,000. Because a lot of them are 10 stitch. So that's that too. But full coverage is bigger. Needs more work. This one's also paper or just smaller or harder to do. Just 500. And then the stitch along is just a whole month's worth. And yeah, I can always go back to it, except that now I under the gun for Amazing Grace because that is the next full coverage I'm going to finish because it's, I think, the smallest one I own. I already know the next smallest one is Cinderella on the Steps. Okay, so that's going to be the next one to go. But see, she's with Nutcracker and Wizard of Oz, the way I am with Cinderella. So, except that I have 6 of them going.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Yeah, she's a little bit more behaved, but I'm not starting anymore.
That's good.
So I'm supposed to tell you this after November, but Flosstube just didn't happen. I was stitching. Carla, Craft Addict K, was at the little tiny retreat, and I was really bummed that the old No New Starts group that has now become Whip Warriors, they're a closed group as of right now. They only open at the end of the year, but they did away with Work Your Whips. They have 3 streams. Yeah, they have 3 streams instead of 4 this year. Because last year they added Sweewee, Stitch What You Want, When You Want. That was the 4th stream last year. So they have no new starts, which means absolutely no new starts. The 2nd stream is 24 and 24. So you work on 24 whips in the year 2024.
Oh, okay.
And if you finish one of them, then you can put something else in there. Or some of the people only have 12 whips. That's all they have. So it doesn't really matter, but they still do the 24 and 24 because they don't want to do no new starts. And then last year there was Work Your Whips. If you finish something, you could start something. And you also could earn a new start once a quarter by keeping your album updated. They did away with that because they also had added Stitch What You Want, When You Want, Sweewee. And some people go crazy with that. To me, that's not enough control. I mean, yeah, it's okay, it's my rules. Well, yeah, it's your rules. I need focus. I need to be told, you can't start something because you haven't finished something. I need that told to me. So, Carla, Craft Addict K, and I made our own Work Your Whips. We even came up with a hashtag. When I find it, I'll tell you.
Oh, and their rules were hilarious.
We have rules. Okay. It's Work Your Whips. You have to finish something in order to start something. But we're giving ourselves 1 freebie a month because
Right.
there's nobody checking our album. So you get one freebie a month. Guess what? I made it through January, no new starts.
Cool.
I did not use my freebie. And this is part of the rules. In February, I don't get 2 just because I missed it.
Yeah, you lose it if you don't use it.
Yeah. And to me and Carla, that made sense. And she said she talked to like 4 or 5 people into joining us. I don't know who they are. But I know January's technically to the end. So if you want to join us in February, you may. And I'll try to find that hashtag. And then I think it's WYW, Work Your Whips 2024 is actually our hashtag. I think so. And we were giving ourselves 2 extra starts. One was a new year, new start, because neither of us had done that for years. And guess what?
I don't think you did it.
Neither one of us did it. So we had 2 free starts in January, and neither one of us did it. I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Good job, Carla. And our birthday month.
Yeah.
And
that seems
it can be a birthday start. Like, I'm not going to start on June 1st and call that my birthday start. So it has to be around our birthday. Like, it could be our birthday weekend or something like that. But it has to be a birthday start. We can't go, oh, it's 3 weeks before my birthday. I feel like a second new start.
Right.
Like, so those are our rules. It's not really, like, it's not too lenient.
No.
I think it's...
But listening to them talk about it was quite...
Oh, yeah, because we were going back and forth. And so while I have those 3 cells that I have not started, if that gets called for WIBGO, then that's my new start for the month.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I'm disciplined enough, and I've got a lot on my plate. But, like, if I finish...
touched a lot of projects in January.
I did. Should I count? I can count. 2, 4, 6.
I'm just happy I touched all of mine.
I did 15. So.
Oh, and I do Treasure Island once a week. So I touched that.
Because you have to get caught up.
No. Because
Are there
you
9
and
parts
your
out?
friends, oh no, there's like 15 parts or whatever.
Out?
Yeah, the whole pattern's out. So
I'm all the way behind.
You and your friends talked me into Owl Force Friday.
That I don't do.
But you were like, hey, they're doing Owl Force Friday.
You can
do you want
that.
to join them? And
I was
and
joining.
then she even told me the pattern that she was thinking of doing. And I was like, well, why would I want to do that? Like, that's not of interest to me. And I was like, well, can I do something different?
Was it at the kitchen?
No, it was borscht.
Yeah, that's the kitchen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the Russian word for kitchen.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I've wanted to do the Treasure Island.
But
mine was
I bought
free,
them together.
So I chose a free pattern. And then she's not even doing it. But I do try to every Friday work on the Owl Force.
I can only do so much. I have so much I want to do.
It is a pain because I like to finish my section. So sometimes...
Too curious to Saturday to finish?
Well, I mean, even like of the thing before I start. So sometimes Friday morning, I might put a couple stitches in something before switching. But so the switching can be a pain.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting more done on that project than I would have.
But see, that's also why I'm doing penalty stitches.
Yeah. So I am doing more on it than I would have if I just picked it up in order.
Even though I know that my next project would hit the prompt, I don't care.
Yeah. And I do stitch it over into Saturday to finish a section.
So her haul you can't see because it's hanging. it's all wrinkly and hanging up. Your
oh yeah.
Your fabric.
New fabric.
Yeah. She's helped me out with a few things the past 2 days. Kind of like paperwork. What would you call it?
Office type.
Yeah. Things that just take time, and when do I have that kind of time? And tedious little things. So she went through and did some of that for me, and I said to her, well, she actually needs dyes, and the powder dyes I buy in 1 pound things. With floss, she does not need a 1 pound thing that's only has like a 2-year shelf life.
Right.
So I'm like, bring some spill proof airtight containers that I can give you 2 tablespoons, and then you can label it. And then, so that's kind of the reason she came. And I said, if you want to help me with a few things, I'll give you some fabrics. So there's that. But our mom has started stitching it again.
Mm-hmm.
So she really liked the Lowry and that. So she didn't have one yet. Yeah, I said yet.
Yeah. Do you want? I have her thing.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
So Shannon Christine put out a dozen at least for the 12 days of Christmas, right?
Yeah, there were
Three
sets
patterns?
of 3 things. Like she did things in 3s.
And my mom went, oh, I could stitch that. And Jamie brought her all kinds of fabrics to choose from. And she knew she wanted to use Grace Notes.
Right. Yeah, because I did take her, I think, I showed her something else and I was like, oh yeah, you wanted Grace Notes fabric.
But she just turned up her nose at.
Well, she didn't like them. She
Well, that's what I was meaning.
Yeah.
She didn't like any of them that she brought. So I just sent her a whole package with lots of things.
And I had taken Lugana.
Yes.
And she wanted Ada.
Which is hilarious because she had just pulled out a Lizzie Kate on linen and was working on it.
But she did say, oh, this is why I stopped
Gotcha.
working on that. So
Jamie brought this because my mom wants more of this color, which I'm hoping is raspberry latte.
I think it is.
So I do have a piece of 14 count because I didn't dye that this week. But I said to Mom, it's free. You can't say that to many people, right? I'm like, these are the 15 colors I'm dyeing?
A lot, yeah.
Pick what you want. I want it to match this. And you guys are all screaming. If she's dyeing Belle, just take it. Like,
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah.
I was dyeing Belle. That's why I say that. But she looked at the website, so none of them match this. So I'm like, Mom, it's a powder dye. I have to mix the dye. I'm like, I'm not going to dye one piece of Ada. I don't work that way.
And especially a piece this small.
So I have a fat quarter of raspberry latte in my bin. It's going home with her for my mom. But I'm just like, oh, Mom, what you want is what you get. Like, if you ask for it, I'll put it on the list. And if she wants more of it, I'll just, next time I dye it, I'll dye it. But some people don't get the idea free. My sister got me this. So I have to show that. So I have a gift. I got a Hobby Lobby needle minder. And I got my fabric of the month. So this is January's. Yes, this is January's. All but 2 people had gotten theirs as of today. So I don't feel bad showing it. This is Sunset. This is my color fabric of the month. And remember, it's Jobelan. So I'm showing you this. But I had a piece extra of 36 count linen. No, you may not buy it because it's going to the retreat. I have a retreat coming up, so I'm selling it there as an exclusive.
That's pretty.
That's what it looks like in linen and Ada and Lugana. So hence the name Sunset. It is really pretty. So
I bet
I hope all
the
of our
Princess Bride would look
colors
good on that.
turned out because I forgot to set up my light.
Oh.
I don't use a ring light, but I do put my daylight lamp on. And I was over there and I was going to grab it and I forgot. So I apologize.
So the colors may be a little darker.
Please don't complain about that in this location. I just need to be good about setting it up.
Yeah, so if sound, let us know about sound, but lighting she'll work on for the next time.
Yeah. This is Heather on a Hill.
Oh,
this
that's
looked pretty similar. So I didn't bring down a linen of this. This just has less modeling than it would. Now this is not Jobelan, but it's similar. It is 36 count even weave by Fiber Flare. It is not something that dyers typically dye with. It's got the same white strip that Jobelan has. It feels almost like Jobelan.
Oh, wow.
It's like a cross between Jobelan and Lugana, kind of. But I really enjoy stitching on it. And it is 36 count, so I get the smaller size.
So do you
but
sell
it's expensive.
this?
No, it's expensive.
Okay.
If somebody really, really wants it, I did bring in a few yards. I did not tell Mr. GraceNotes how many yards I brought in. Because
so you dyeing this for you then to
that's
use?
for me.
It's her own private
Fabric
fabric
of
of
the
the
month.
month.
Yeah, because it's an odd size. Because you can't buy it by the whole yard.
Oh.
So look at this. It
is weird.
36 inches across. But like the length is weird. Like Jobelin. It's like the length of Jobelin. But you only get half of the cut. Like when you buy it from my supplier. So yes, I can get it in. But it's going to cost a little bit. So
That's
not many people probably want that. I just really like it. And there is a 36 count of even weave, which I think I put on video. It's called Modena. It dyes like Bridal. So if you think Bridal is a little too tiny, but you want 36 count. Yeah, so that's a little bit of business. Oh, my Black Needle Society box came. I didn't do an unboxing. It was the best of Black Needle Society. So we had a project bag by the Black Needle Society, or it says Black Needle Society. Was there a blanket? There might have been. I can't remember. Their needle minders, I apologize to anybody who makes needle minders. Their needle minders are the best. I love it. What I love about it, feel it?
Oh, it's smooth.
It's so smooth. That's honestly what I love.
And the huge magnet on the back.
They're not usually quite that big.
We talked about that today.
Yeah, they're not usually quite that wide, but
that's a bigger needle minder.
It is a bigger needle minder. I love the feel of this. Like, I'm a very tactile person, and that's why I use Jobelin. Like,
how it feels.
It's slippery, and this is slippery and smooth and nice to the touch, and I'm not afraid I'm going to break it like my clay. I have gotten into clay by Kim. That is a rabbit hole you do not want to go down. Like,
it's gorgeous stuff.
It is beautiful stuff. She does a great job. I've gotten a few pieces, yes. We got to vote on designers and like our favorite things in the boxes and ink circles. Tracy's an amazing, wonderful person, and I was so excited that was her. I think I finished one of her projects. And see, I have held back. I finished the coffee time.
One from Jingle Ball.
Did you?
So that might have to be a new start this year.
We got some floss by Forbidden Fiber Company. I don't know what I'll use this for. I have no idea.
It's pretty.
It's beautiful. But I don't know who's going to call for
colors.
that. 4AG Biv. Don't you love it? I do. I love that a lot, actually. I don't know what I'll use it for. And Bestitch Me, of course, is the fabric because she's done a lot for them. And it's really pretty. So that was our fabric. So I will find a use for this. It's that time of night. Yeah. It's that time of night that I'm getting all stuffy. And I found out my dad is the same way. It's just like something goes like that. So I'm not sick. Just that time of night. And then they put in black pony black. If you don't know anything about these pony needles, I just found out that the different colors mean different sizes.
Oh.
Pony red is a different one. And cute scissors that now will go in my frog. My frog collection on my pianos upstairs. Now that I've shown you, they will go in. Some new stork that are bronze. Well, this can be used now. So yeah. Oh, here's the best part of this bag. It's like a eggplant wine.
Yeah.
Like it's a cross. I love that color.
It's pretty.
It is really pretty.
Everything looks elegant.
Still very happy with my Black Needle Society subscription. I did skip the next box. It's just not my cup of tea. Nothing against it. When they did like the gardening box, I don't care about gardening. It's just not who I am. So that went to Colleen because she loves flowers. But I was like, patterns of just flowers was what was in my mind. I just wasn't going to do it. It's becoming bedtime for some littles, so we had to FaceTime goodnight. So while she was doing that, I couldn't help myself. I had to bring you a princess book.
And I am quite jealous because I got the pattern as a present first. My
Well,
birthday
wasn't it bought
comes
for me first and she gave it to you first?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, because she gave it to me early. She couldn't wait. She just couldn't wait. She's like, I just can't. And since I already gave it to Jamie, I'm giving it to you. Or my sister bought us both the same pattern. And yeah, it's coming. I do have more done up top. Some of the sword, and of course all of their heads, but
So pretty.
it's under my scroll rods. I couldn't help it.
I haven't started it yet because it is so large.
Yeah, after seeing mine.
Yeah, I work on slightly smaller projects.
I'm a big person. Speaking of big, I have a second giveaway, and it's an Adopt a Whip. I would prefer it to go to somebody who wants to do the whip, not somebody who just wants to cut up the fabric. I hate to say it that way.
Well, yeah, because it is.
Because she would just cut up the fabric.
It is nice looking. I think the pattern's gorgeous.
This is Pledge of Allegiance by the Cross Stitch Studio. I'm doing the italic version, more cursive looking. You can use either one because I'm not over to the rewards yet. So you could pick either one because this part would be exactly the same. So I'm only in the corner. I'm not in love with it. It is full X's. It is 2 strands, 22 count. It's not really an Aida, it's Hardanger. So I am giving this away to somebody who comments flag. It is the American flag. So if you want to adopt the whip, it is yours. I probably won't send the box, depending if it's especially overseas. I am not sending the box.
Right.
I'll take it out and put it in a gallon bag.
Anyway.
But I have brought bags like this that I can just send it. All of the probably would get broken, and they're cheap. So I will also send the colors that I have bobbinated. It might be missing 1 or 2 colors just because I've pulled them out for other projects or given them to my mom. I gave a lot to my mom because she's like, oh, I got to go to Hobby Lobby and get some floss. I'm like, what colors do you need? I'm de-kidding. So she needs like 15 colors.
Do you have a time limit on these 2 giveaways? Like
before my next video. So it has to be, I will announce the winner in February.
Okay.
Or I shouldn't say that, my February video. So the last week, I don't even know when my next Flosstube is. So yes, I'm going to say in the next 2 weeks. Today is the 30th. So,
Valentine's Day.
what day of the week is
That
that?
gives them.
That's Wednesday.
Mhm.
Last day to enter is Valentine's Day, Wednesday, February 14th. And I will
2024.
2024. I will tag the winner if I haven't made a video or am not planning on making a video right around that time. All right. So with that, we're going to say goodbye. Happy stitching.